sometimes I like to give an overview of what's going on. I've got a little, a big TR4 list. I am going to just test the entire ignition system and maybe redo it. Just check and make notes. See, I've got something went wrong Sunday. I took her out and I got stranded a couple of miles from here, and I pushed her actually, trying to get her home, and then tried to start her and she just wouldn't go. And then all of a sudden I took a screwdriver and I just sort of messed with the points to see if they were sparking, and then I put her back together and she cranked right up, ran home fine. So that ain't gonna be tolerated. So I'll go over all this. You want 3 total ohms. You want 6 volts on the other side of the coil and all that other stuff. So this is what we're going to do. And the tachometer was acting up on me too. It was sort of not acting right. So we're going to bring that back up into the house too. Going to look at the plugs, see if they fouled, gas fouled any of that stuff. So we'll take a look at all that here in just a few minutes. So we're down at the car. I'm kind of gathering up all my stuff. I've got a bunch of condensers. I've got a bunch of old contact points, but I got these new ones. I don't know if these are any good, but we'll see. I actually have a Lucas coil. And here's what we got here. I'm charging the battery. I know I did this. I confess. I'm pulling battery off the coil. I'm pulling power off the coil. Now, some of you may notice I don't have that steel pipe there because I've had them fail so many times. I don't like those steel pipes that run around there. But I'm pulling. I'm tapping into the positive side of the coil to run other things. We're going to fix that. We're going to go up and around, and we're going to hook into something over here. Don't know what yet, but we're going to make this pure power here. So let's take a look in here. All that looks good and new. Look like I got a 21 on that capacitor. Let's see, I think that's 16 thousandths. Earthing wire looks good. We're going to check all that stuff. Okay, that points to 3 o'clock, opposite of the notch. Okay, so we're going to take all that apart. We're going to rewire this thing. We're going to check this coil. We're going to check that condenser again. Maybe that was part of it. And we're just going to replace the points. So, but mainly I want to get pure power. Now the other thing that I want to do is go over here and see if we have. Now I have a reduction starter down there, and I don't think I have what's called the R on that, but we have the original. Starter solenoid, and we got a big hot wire coming off of that. I don't know what that does. I think that ran the control box that is no longer there because I run an alternator. So I don't think that big brown wire is doing anything anymore. I'll ring it out. I think it's this to that. I'm not sure. I'll get a continuity checker and see if that's just disconnected, and I can use that. I don't think that switched though. I'm gonna have to get a mirror. I'd love to get 12 volts. Oh, there's another one down there. I think that's just plain hot. So you know what I'm talking about, like on GMs. I don't know if I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let me think about this. Maybe that red wire down there on that reduction gear starter is where I can pull 12 volts to crank it, but not on run. Well, let's see about that. You just never know what you're going to get on a Pandora. Okay, so I have this capacitor checker. It's I've had it for a while. I got it because of Mick's control panel going bad in his Lexus. It's an XC6013L. And I'm set to the 20 setting. I don't know what you can see. It's kind of shadowy in here. So what you do is, all you do is this. Well, you can't see that, but you still won't be able to see it, but you just have to trust me. So you just go on the body of the capacitor, and then you go on the other end, and she'll give you see, the microfarad's like 0.17, so they're okay. I checked all 1, 2, 3. I checked all 6 of those, and they're fine. So we're not going to worry about that anymore. But this thing's mighty handy to have. It's especially when you're rebuilding control panels in 1990s Lexi. Okay, so that wire going, that big brown wire right there, that big shielded plug goes to the old box. So that's just a hot wire sitting there doing nothing. So let's just take that off. Let's check the next one now. So it actually is, this is the first big one. It actually goes to, this is it right there. Just pull it off, put it to a side. Somebody might want to go back to a control box one of these days if the world goes insane, because that's what you want right there. You want that alternator. Okay, let's check and see where this other little wire goes that's underneath there, because that just could be another hot wire that's unnecessarily there. Now there's a solid brown wire going to the solenoid, and that goes to the amp meter, and I don't have an amp meter. I took that out and put a clock in there. I like clocks better, but I do have a voltmeter in there. So I just discovered that way down here, this is where I can get 12 volts on crank. Boy, I can't help you much there. I'm gonna try though. See that little red curly wire? I'm gonna point at it with the end of the, it's right there. It's that thing right there with that yellow end on it. And that's where you get 12 volts on crank. Not with the key on, but with crank on. So we're gonna wire up something there and take it around and go to the coil. You gotta remember to back that off. How many times have we seen that on YouTube, huh? So, okay, I know the colors are wrong. It's supposed to be silver and it's supposed to be chrome. I don't care. Okay, I got that white wire hooked up down there to that little stop. That's 12 volts on crank. I got the white wire running and it's going over here. It's right there, and now we're going to go to the other side and do some checking there. So let's see how this goes. We're going to check the ohm rating. Just talked to Mick. He's got some control arm bushing problems, and just got a new or ordered a new air tire gauge thing. So nice little chat with him, catching up on stuff. So okay, so this is going to be our 12 volt on startup wire. I got my soldering iron over here. We're all set to go. And let's check this coil. I got to find out. I think it's that. I don't know which one. I think it's this one that's hot with the key on. And we'll do all that in just a minute. Okay. See me? No. All right. Okay, we're getting ready to test the coil. So you always got to do the basics. You got to just pull a plug and see if it's gas fouled or anything. Now, I'm going to say this again. You don't run N9YCs, or you don't run L87Ys in TR4s. Measure your reach and you'll run N9Ys or N9YCs or some equivalent. The Champion book is wrong. Okay? That's all there is to it. So let's just see what these look like. That's pretty good. That's pretty fair. So just measure your reach, and an L87Y only comes to where my fingernail is, and you got all that squish. You lose compression, you lose all kind of things if you don't have the right plugs in your car. So I learned that a long time ago, and I told a lot of people, professional people, that, and they didn't believe me until I showed it to them. It makes a big difference. Okay. Hopefully that's the last time I ever say that. All right, let's check this coil. I got 3 ohm marked on the side, so 3.3. Oh, you got to check your wire. Ooh, 0.7. Ooh, that's a lot coming through my 0.4. Okay. So that's basically 3 ohms, and across from the secondary it's 8 ohms. That's fine. So I'm going to take that out. I don't like it because I want to put a ballast resistor in it. It just seems to run better with a ballast resistor. Let's see, this is 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay, yeah, okay. Just trying to remember. All right, so I'm going to put this Lucas coil in here. Let's check this one. Let's just take it over here, it'll be fine. Oh, the other thing that you need to check too is you need to see if it's grounded out. So I'm checking that, nothing. So it's not has no earth angel going for it there. So let's do this. That's 3 ohms also. So that's not going to work. I need a 1.5er. So I don't know. I just that's the way I want to do it. That's what it used to be. Seemed to run a little better that way. It runs pretty good, but just seemed to run better. Let's see if I can find another coil, huh? Let's just bring the meter along, cause we'll be doing something here. All right, I got a couple here. Let's see what I can find. Used with primary. Kind of a no-name. Used with, okay, that's a pretty good one there. Blue streak. Okay, yeah. Blue coil. Blue spot. Okay, I've done the math. The drag, the resistance on these. The resistance here is good, like 8 something here and 1.5-ish there. I've got all these ballast resistors. These are marked 1.6, but they are showing 3. That changes when it heats up. But this is going to be our winner for today. This seems to be the best match to get us to the proper ohmage. OHMITE. I'll show you that. Maybe if I remember, I'll show you what OHMITE is. I will, because it's on this tape. When I edit, I'll show it. But anyway, I have found my combination therein. Blue streak, UC-12X, and that thing there. So I think that's off like a 56 MGA. I think that's the original one off the Jaguar. Feel certain they use the screw-in caps instead of the push-ins. Put your ballast resistors in a safe spot so they won't break like that one did. But I keep it anyway. So all right, let's clean this up and put this in. There it is. I told you I'd tell you what the OHMITE was. I don't know, this is probably from the 1950s. 10,000 ohms. Number, watt, size, amps. 035, whatever that is. This, I don't think, has ever been opened. Be right with OHMITE. Vitreous enameled, which means glass, I think. Resistor, tap switch, dummy antennas, RF chokes, precise resistors. The OHMITE Manufacturing Company in Chicago, made in the United States. Yeah, that's where Chicago is. Good thing I'm gonna, yeah, OHMITE. OHMITE. All right, well let's I got bunches of stuff like this that's never been opened. Okay, let's just see. It's like something's corroded. Oh, well, there's a couple of them. Well. Oh, that's a hell of a resistor, isn't it? Well, let's go get the meter. And I wish the fluke was up here, but it's not. But I do have my other one up here. It's pretty crummy. I don't like this thing. It's this one. So let's go to ohms. We're on M ohms. let's see if it still gives ohmage. We'll do it with yep. 10 yeah, 10,000. There you go. Right at it. That thing is older than I am. Of course, it hasn't been heated up a bunch of times either. Remove at assembly. Always loosen screw before moving. Do not over tighten. Loosen screw, do not. They're talking about this screw right here, I think. So there you go. So if you need one of them, you'll probably find something a bunch better now, but that's still cool. The yellow and red looks really fantastic. Okay. I got a whole box full of stuff like this. Just so much fun to look at it. So I told you I'd show you the OHMITE, and I did. The other thing you must do is check earth to the block, and there's my original earthing wire, and it's fine. It's not frayed anywhere. It's that almost aviation type looking thing down. Light went out. You know what? I think this thing is failing me. I'm not sure, but there it is right there. That woven looking piece of business. Yep. I charged the heck out of this. I think this has failed me. So sad. I like this. Well, kind of got to be. Ooh, God, big red sky out there. Well, I've wired everything in. I got the ballast resistor in. I got the new coil in. I had to get a new. See that powder coated sage green coil bracket. Changed that out because it did. This one didn't fit. This one's bigger. I think it's a better coil. So let's see here. I've got that white wire going from the starter to here on the positive. Ballast resistor there, hot wire there on key, and then I got my 2 wires going there. So hopefully that'll help us start. But I gotta remember to take the tachometer out tonight. And so anyway, let's see. Let's bump it over and change the points and change the what I think is a bad capacitor, but I'm not sure of that. I think that might be part of what bumped me around. I wasn't going to say anything about that, but it says new on it, so that can't be good. So anyway, just because it's new don't mean it works. That capacitor was bad, and you probably won't be able to see it, but it burned up the points. They're just no good anymore. So anyway, that's the way that goes, the way that cookie crumbles there. Just leave all the insulator stuff there, and we'll put some. I got these other points, so that's a shame. Oh well. Okay, you need to get some brake clean. There's my phone going off. Those are nice and clean, but you gotta spray the oil off of them, or you'll just mess them up. When I was a mechanic, I think the first couple of days, the Matco truck stopped by, and I got these, which you push this in and it'll hold a Phillips screwdriver. And then I got this one, and this will hold a flathead. And these things have been great. So there's your flathead. If it focus, it goes into your distributor, and you just push it in, and it holds it on there. Kinda. You hope it does. It's a little sketchy, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's good enough. You're just trying to get it started in the distributor here, and not drop it down in there and have to pull the distributor out. So there you go. See, and then it comes off. You see, I'm in there. So, as you can tell, I got it up on the lobe. There's a little grease there. Let the smoke out of that ballast resistor. It must have had a bunch of spiders in it. What do you know? So let's get all this stuff out of here, and throw it in my little bin to go through later. So let's get the, where's my new condenser? Put it somewhere. I'll find it. We'll get it all in here in just a second. So I've got it on the upper lobe, and you can adjust them up here a little bit and get your feeler gauge. This calls from 14 to 16. On new points, I always go to 16. It should feel like you're dragging a magnet across metal, and that feels just right. Just tight. And when this wears down some, that points gap will close, and that can wear down in like 100 miles, just a thousandths, or more or less, who knows. But that's the way I like to do it. It kind of wears into place, but I can feel a little drag there, and there's your 16. So that ought to be fine. It's been X number of days, and it is late in the day today. I have all of that wired from the starter over to the ballast resistor to bump it up when you crank it, and crank only and crank only. And I did a bunch of other rewiring. Just sort of found some of my work that I did before. I had to kind of tune that up a little bit. So that's more or less it. So ballast resistor, blue coil, new points, new condenser. Let's turn her on. I've already taken the tachometer out because I've got to go up and see what's wrong with that. And all right, there goes the tape player. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we're showing good voltage. I want to make sure that's in there. You say, what are you doing? Well, because I put this thing came with a wooden dash, I think. Get it in there. All right, good. But these bezels don't reach to the back, and I knocked it off when I took the thing out and so forth and so on. That's low voltage there. I don't care about that. All right, let's just get all that to one side. That's the lamp for the tachometer cable. So we got that going forth. Shot a clickety-clackety red light on. I wonder if those turn signals work. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, let's crank her up, see if she'll go. She's usually pretty good, so. Yeah. She's pretty good, all right. Okay, got the red light to go dim. And she's charging like all gangbusters. Clock is running. Well, that's about the best I can ask for. She runs like a top if you get her wired right. I don't mind that thing glowing like that. It's because I got those diodes in there, and that doesn't bother me because I got this to see me through. You think that'd go down some, but it's all right. It'll be all right. All right. It always reminds me of that girl. That noise. Anyway, funny how things like that happen, isn't it? Well, let's take this off. Now I'm going to put her on the lift, and I'm going to kind of check out a few other things, but that'll be another time, maybe not even a video. Just I want to go down and look at some of the wiring under there and do some simple stuff. Clean out here, put my other car back where this car is, that over there, and call this a day. Let's call it a thumbs up and a subscribe. And everything else looks good. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for spending the time with me. Oh, I got a little bit of sealing up to do here. I'll do that. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.